Today, I am going to tell you about the circular flow of income. The circular flow of income, or circular flow, is a model of the economy in which the major exchanges are represented as flows of money, goods, and services, etc., between economic agents. The flows of money and goods exchanged in a closed circuit correspond in value, but run in the opposite direction. The circular flow analysis is the basis of national accounts and hence of macroeconomics. The circular flow of income is a concept for better understanding of the economy as a whole and, for example, the National Income and Product Accounts, NIPAS. In its most basic form, it considers a simple economy consisting solely of businesses and individuals, and can be represented in a so-called circular flow diagram. In this simple economy, individuals provide the labor that enables the businesses to produce goods and services. Model of circular flow of income and expenditure, alternatively, one can think of these transactions in terms of the monetary flows that occur. Businesses provide individuals with income in the form of compensation in exchange for their labor. That income is spent on the goods and services businesses produce. One of the earliest ideas on the circular flow was explained in the work of 18th century Irish-French economist Richard Cantillon, who was influenced by prior economists, especially William Petty. Cantillon described the concept in his 1730 essay on the nature of trade in general. In Chapter 11, entitled The Par-on Relation Between the Value of Land and Labor, to Chapter 13, entitled The Circulation and Exchange of Goods and Merchandise, as well as their production, are carried on in Europe by entrepreneurs and at a risk. An entrepreneur is a person who organizes and operates a business, taking on greater than normal financial risks in order to do so. An important development was John Maynard Keynes' 1933 publication of the General Theory of Employment, Interest, and Money. Keynes' assistant, Richard Stone, further developed the concept for the United Nations and the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development to the systems which is now used internationally. The first to visualize the modern circular flow of income model was Frank Knight in 1933 publication of the Economic Organization. In the basic circular flow of income, or two-sector circular flow of income model, the state of equilibrium is defined as a situation in which there is no tendency for the levels of income, Y, expenditure, E, and output, O, to change. That is, Y equals E equals O. This means that the expenditure of buyers, households, becomes income for sellers, firms. The firms then spend this income on factors of production, such as labor, capital, and raw materials, transferring their income to the factor owners. The factor owners spend this income on goods, which leads to a circular flow of income. The basic circular flow of income model consists of 6 assumptions. 1, the economy consists of 2 sectors, households and firms. 2, households spend all of their income, Y, on goods and services or consumption, C. There is no saving, S. 3, all output, O, produced by firms is purchased by households through their expenditure, E. 4, there is no financial sector. 5, there is no government sector. 6, there is no foreign sector. In the 5-sector model, the economy is divided into 5 sectors. 1, household sector. 2, firms or producing sector. 3, financial sector, banks and non-bank intermediaries who engage in the borrowing, savings from households, and lending of money. 4, government sector, consists of the economic activities of local, state, and federal governments. 5, rest of the world sector, transforms the model from a closed economy to an open economy. The five-sector model of circular flow of income is a more realistic representation of the economy. Unlike the two-sector model, where there are 6 assumptions, the five-sector circular flow relaxes all 6 assumptions. Since the first assumption is relaxed, there are 3 more sectors introduced. The leakage that the government sector provides is through the collection of revenue through taxes, T. That is provided by households and firms to the government. This is the leakage because it is a leakage out of the current income, thus reducing the expenditure on current goods and services. The injection provided by the government sector is government spending, G. That provides collective services and welfare payments to the community. An example of a tax collected by the government as a leakage is income tax, and an injection into the economy can be when the government redistributes this income in the form of welfare payments. That is a form of government spending back into the economy. The circular flow diagram is an abstraction of the economy as a whole. The diagram suggests that the economy can reproduce itself. The idea is that as households spend money of goods and services from firms, the firms have the means to purchase labor from the households, which the households to then purchase goods and services, suggesting that this process can and will continuously go on as a perpetual motion machine. However, according to the laws of thermodynamics, perpetual motion machines do not exist. The first law says matter and energy cannot be created or destroyed. And the second law says that matter and energy move from a low entropy, useful state towards a less useful, higher entropy state. Thus, no system can continue without inputs of new energy that exit as high entropy waste. Just as no animal can live on its own waste, no economy can recycle the waste it produces without the input of new energy to reproduce itself. The economy, therefore, cannot be the whole. It must be a subsystem of the larger ecosystem. Perpetual motion means motion continuously going. Thank you for watching this episode of Adventurous Kids.